I tested chitting my potatoes versus planting them whole and got some crazy differences in results. So in today's video, I'm gonna walk you through the entire experiment and show you how big the difference was from each of these different environments. So to begin diving in, let's go back in time 90 days to the setup. All right, let's chit some potatoes. After I picked up the seed potato, it was time to set up my 3 unique environments. For the first set, I'm just gonna plant them as they are, no chitting whatsoever. This is what I've done in the past and gotten great results with it. For the second environment, I'm gonna chit these. And what I mean by that is simply cutting them in half to increase the amount of seed potato that I have on hand. This is super popular amongst farmers as it allows them to get way more bang for their buck in terms of the seed potato that they purchase. And for the third environment, I'm gonna go even a step further by cutting them down until there's only one eye on each slice. And the reason why I'm doing this is because for the potato to start growing a new plant, there needs to be an eye. So in this environment, every single slice will have only one eye. After they'd all been chitted, I then put them into a dry area for 48 hours to allow that new freshly cut potato to develop a bit of a skin so that it doesn't rot once I plant them into the garden. Speaking of, after 48 hours, it was time to get the bed all prepped. First thing that I always do is put down 1 inch of fresh compost across the bed to just serve as a little investment of nutrients and microbial life into the soil foundation so that the plants will have tons of nutrients to put to use from the beginning. After that, I actually took a piece of plywood and started walking around on it on the garden. And I like to do this just to kind of consolidate the mixture a little bit. Compost is a really big particle size, and so I find this just makes it a little bit easier to be planting into than having it completely loose. Now after that, I then spaced out the entire bed so I could plant 1 potato per square foot. And I did this using my spacing tile, which makes it super easy to just plant out the entire bed all at once. I then grabbed my drill with an auger on it to drill some really nice deep holes. And as much as I love my Hori Hori knife, when it comes to planting at scale, you just cannot beat this approach. Before I put the potatoes in, the one additional thing that I always do is also place 1 tablespoon of 4-4-4 organic fertilizer into each of those transplant holes. Once again, potatoes, huge eaters, huge drinkers. I want to make sure they have all the nutrients they need to thrive. And after that, I started popping the potatoes into their environments. So for environment 1, the first row here, I'm going with the mega chitted potatoes. That's going to serve as environment 1 in this experiment. For environment 2, I went with the regular chitted potatoes. Those ones going all the way down the middle here. And lastly, for environment 3, I'm going with just the regular full potatoes, popping each of those into their transplant holes. Then I simply backfilled them with the soil that was already in the bed and popped the 1/4 inch drip line back in place so that the whole bed is going to get the exact same amount of watering. And lastly, because it is fairly early in the season still, I popped a fleece cover over top of them, which is going to help trap a little bit of warm air right around the soil, which will make it easier for them to begin growing early on and then put on that initial growth while the days get a little bit warmer. Last thing I want to share before we wrap up and do our first update is that my hypothesis is that the third environment, the full potatoes, I think that those ones are going to grow the best. In every experiment that I've done, the bigger the seed, the bigger that the clove of garlic you plant, basically the bigger the thing is that you plant, the better it ends up doing. And so I suspect that that'll be the same in this experiment, but there's only one way to find out. Let's fast forward for our first update. Guys, we have a problem. The potatoes have exploded. So it's mid-June and these have grown so well through the springtime here. All 3 of them looking super, super good, happy, lush, all the good stuff. I was actually gonna try and plant 1 more row on the other side, but there's just no way once they started growing that I was able to justify putting in that additional experiment. So where are we in the growing process with these? Well, they are now putting out all of their flowers. And this is the first sign that you're starting to enter the harvest window. So we could harvest right now, and we probably would get some potatoes off of it. However, the plants are obviously still super green, lush, full of life, and putting tons of energy to developing more potatoes beneath the surface. So I'm gonna allow these plants to basically die off completely and then harvest them at that point. So let's now fast forward and get to harvesting. Okay, we have done it. As you can see, the potatoes have nearly completely died back, and I've got a whole ton of cabbage that needs to be transplanted into the garden as a fall crop. So today is officially harvest day to wrap up this experiment. And we're gonna get straight into it, but just before we do that, first, if you're enjoying these experiment videos, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel here, because I got a ton of them planned for the coming weeks here. And secondly, if you want my help to bring your dream veggie garden to life, then head down to the link in the description of this video to join the wait list for Grounded next year, where I'll be supporting you all through the season to help bring your dream garden to life. Now, with that said, let's get to harvesting to find out our final results. We're gonna get started with environment number 1, where we chitted them down to just 1 eye per potato. All right, here we go. First one. Slide those babies all over for now. Let's see how it did. Whoop. Now that is not uncommon, because a lot of them will fall off in the soil here. Let's see if we got any. Nothing so far. Nothing so far. Oh, there's one little guy. Let's see. All right, so through our first 2 seed potatoes here, we have yielded a whopping 1 potato. Not off to a great start. Okay, now we got a few. There we go. There's a few. Okay, hold on. There's quite a few down here. Whoa. Little bit of a honey hole down here. Oh, we got a honker. I am impressed that came off of just that tiny little spud that we planted there. That ain't bad. Yeah, I have a feeling there's gonna be a couple more in here because of that. Okay. Okay. So there it is. Holy shnikes, look at the size of that thing. So on one hand, you know, this isn't the greatest harvest for 7 plantings of potatoes, but then, you know, at the same time, you look at how much plant matter we planted at the beginning, and this probably is more than like 10x the amount that we planted. So from that perspective, it's actually not a terrible return. But given that I do have limited amount of growing space, it's super important to me to get the most yield possible from each square foot. So with that in mind, let's move on to harvesting environment number 2, where we cut the potatoes in half. All right, now this is the method that farmers, potato tie, that they all swear by. So I am really excited to see how this one does. Let's get started with our first guy right here. All right, well, we already got more on that first one than last round. 1, yeah, wee, this one. Oh yeah, another one there. Look at that. Wow. Here we go. Oh yeah. Beauties. Beauties, are you kidding me? Look at this guy right here. Woo. All right, nice amount of foliage on it. Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's one, there's another one, there's another one. All right, so a full tray of potatoes from environment number 2, clearly a big step up from environment number 1. And overall, I'm pretty happy with this and how this has done for me. Now, what I'm really curious to see though is environment 3, A, if it performs better, and B, how much it performs better. And the reason why is because if we think about it, we planted half the amount of potato matter in environment 2. So you can make the argument from a cost benefit perspective that it would need to be double this environment for it to be more worthwhile from that perspective. Let's dive into it. Okay, here we go. And remember, front of the bed, always the smallest, but look at how much foliage is even on this first one right here. That's crazy. That's way more than the first 2 environments. Let's see what it means. Oh, yeah. Wow. 3, 4, oh, 5, 6, are you serious? 6, 7. This is insane. What? Are you serious right now? This is just from the first potato. All right, and if that doesn't prove my hypothesis that the amount of foliage that you have is a leading indicator for what your size of harvest is going to be, I don't know what would be. We saw environment 1 and environment 2, not nearly as much foliage coming off of those. And then we got to environment 3 and it was a massive amount. And sure enough, the amount of potatoes beneath the surface, absolutely huge. And the most straightforward way that I can explain this is that your foliage is basically these solar panels for developing the fruit on your plant, be it tomatoes, zucchinis, cucumbers, potatoes. So the more foliage that you have, the more energy from the sun it's able to absorb and put towards developing those fruit, resulting in a bigger harvest. It's what I see across the board every single time. That's unreal. Let's continue along. All right, once again, look at how many stems are coming off here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got a feeling this is gonna be another good one. Sure enough, a couple there, and I got a feeling we're gonna be doing some digging here. Another one there. I mean, it's literally just packed with potatoes in here. Look at the size of that. Are you kidding me? Absolute honkers. All right, and as we harvest the rest of these, folks, we're gonna do a little subscribe-a-thon. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll continue doing all kinds of experiments like this. I almost threw that beautiful potato right away. But go ahead, subscribe to the channel. I'll keep putting out all kinds of experiment videos like this, doing all the work, spending all the money to figure out what helps plants grow to their fullest, so you can save all that time and money. So subscribe to the channel here. Oh my God, there's so many. All right, second last one, running out of time, so subscribe to the channel here. Do so before we finish our harvest. Okay, lots coming out of this one. Alrighty, last potato, last chance to subscribe. Believe me, if you've enjoyed this experiment, you do not want to miss the ones that I got coming up. We got tons in here. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, there's another one. There's another one. There's another one. Oh. I think that's all. Let's get them on the scale. Whew. Alrighty, so I've cleaned myself up. I've cleaned the potatoes up. It's time for the final weigh-in. Now, let's get started with environment number 1. I'm going to zero out the scale here. And now let's get environment number 1 on the scale, and it comes out to 2.36 kilograms or 5.2 pounds, which again, for literally just cutting down to 1 eye in each of those environments, isn't that bad. But now let's see how environment 2 and environment 3 stack up. And I have a feeling I might have to do this one in batches here, so we'll see if we max out the scale. All right, I'm gonna get the first measurement there. I'm gonna pop these ones to the side to get the rest of them. Okay, and all together that comes out to now 4.90 kilograms or 10.8 pounds of potatoes. So more than doubled environment number 1. That's a really good haul off of the number that we planted there. So now for environment 3, I'm really curious to see if it doubles that amount, given that we planted half the potato matter in environment 2. Let's get them on the scale. Okay, now bear with me as I get these all on there. Okay, final reading, which means that environment 3 comes out to 8.68 kilograms or 19.13 pounds of potatoes. That is unreal. What an incredible harvest that came off of just that one row of potatoes. So at first glance, if you're wanting to get the biggest possible harvest, I'd go ahead and just plant those potatoes in completely full, especially if you're limited on space. But if you've got tons of space to be planting potatoes and you don't want to be buying tons of seed potato, then chitting it is still going to give you a really incredible harvest. So that's everything that I wanted to cover off on in this video. If you are looking to have your absolute best gardening season ever and bring your dream veggie garden to life, then I really encourage you to check out Grounded down in the description of this video, because next year I'm looking to help bring 100 dream vegetable gardens to life. And if that's what you're looking to do, I'd love to help you out. So check that out down in the description of this video. Other than that, I'll catch you on the next experiment video. See you then.